Right now, these bitterly cold temperatures are having a big impact on conditions outside. That includes the lakes. What the Clean Lakes Alliance wants you to know before heading out onto them.
Also, investigators in Beloit are trying to figure out what caused a fire at a building that stores tires. News 3 Now reveals the legal troubles the property dealt with that could impact those living in the area.
And later, the city of Middleton is using a high-tech way to keep their community informed, what it means for their communications staff moving forward. Welcome to News 3 Now. The frigid temperatures are here to stay, at least for the rest of the week. Even with the sun out today, it just wasn't enough to get temperatures out of single digits.
Meanwhile, with wind chills expected to be well below zero, we'll be feeling another frigid night across southern Wisconsin. Team coverage today on these bitterly cold conditions. We begin with a check of the first warn forecast and Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, unfortunately, nothing has changed because it can only change for the better being this cold. But we still have first warn weather alert days in the forecast from now all the way through Sunday morning. This is for nighttime low temperatures. It'll be in the single digits below zero. Daytime high temperatures between about 8 and 12 above zero. But even during the night, we could see wind chills as cold as 25 below zero. And during the day, wind chills could be as cold as 10 below zero. Wind chill advisory remains in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin as well as parts of Illinois and Iowa. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam showed plenty of sunshine today. Just didn't help temperatures very much. You can see clear skies pretty much the entire day. Low temperatures this morning, 9 below zero in Madison and Janesville, teens below zero to the north and west of Dane County. High temperatures today, only in the single digits above zero, and even that not by much. The Dells didn't get above zero. It's only zero at Juneau, and current temperatures are right around zero, give or take a degree or two. They'll hold nearly steady during the evening hours. Here in Dane County, already zero in Edgerton, zero in Stoughton, 1 above zero in Middleton, but you factor in the winds, and it feels like it's 16 below zero in Madison, 18 below zero in Janesville, and 20 below zero in Platteville. Look for temperatures to hold nearly steady right around zero, give or take a degree or two. It'll be partly cloudy and breezy tonight, so wind chills from about 10 to 20 below zero this evening, even colder overnight. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include some improvement, especially as we head into next week.
Gary, thank you. After a long wait, all Madison area lakes are now frozen.
Our Jalen Banks caught up with Clean Lakes Alliance on the rare wait time of the lakes finally freezing over.
With the cold temps we've gotten as of late, we've finally gotten frozen lakes, something that the Clean Lakes Alliance says took longer than usual.
History was on our side that it was going to freeze, but it was a little later than normal this year.
People wasted no time heading out on the lake today after a long wait for all Madison area lakes to finally freeze. As you can see, the lake is now covered in foot tracks and ice fishermen. But the Clean Lakes Alliance says to be safe, wait a little longer before having some winter fun on the lake.
And, you know, once it freezes, give it a good, week or so, hopefully, to at least build really good ice. What we want to see to build good ice is cool temperatures at this point, and then maybe very minimal snow. And so the idea is the ice is going to build from the bottom. That's how you build the best, strongest ice. And so if we put snow on top, it's like putting a blanket on yourself. It's just going to keep it warm, and you're not going to build it as deep.
Wisconsin State Climatology declared Lake Mendota froze on January 15th, making it the third latest freeze date in the 170 years of its tracking. And now with Lake Mendota and the other lakes frozen, the Alliance wants Wisconsinites to enjoy Madison's natural beauty.
So once it does build good, and hopefully it does, it's just a great way for the community to get out onto the ice and maybe see the city from a different angle. And just a great way to get out onto a frozen lake and really enjoy it. I mean, we live in Greater Madison. We use these lakes in the summer. Let's use them in the winter. They're our largest parks.
And if you plan on heading out on the ice, make sure that the ice is 3 to 4 inches thick for safe walking conditions.
Well, if you are brave enough to venture out into this frigid weather, there are a few things to know before getting into your car. When your car sits outside in these prolonged periods of cold, obviously the battery will also get cold. This results in far less cranking power than in normal conditions. Automotive experts say it is best to give yourself extra time before driving to make sure everything runs properly.
It's really about letting it warm up a little bit before you actually go out and drive it. So yeah, it might crank a little harder because the oil is cold and thicker, but once that engine starts to warm up, then everything runs normally.
If you do find your car's battery has died, that is something you should take care of immediately, since it could freeze, making the situation much worse. A fire in a building storing tires caused several Beloit residents to evacuate their homes during a winter storm last Friday.
Our Maddie Heimsch caught up with the owner of the property, who has faced legal action over the building's environmental threat in the past.
A lawsuit by the state of Wisconsin back in 2015 called this property at 1515 Yates Avenue a nuisance tire dump. At the time, the property owner called the site environmentally neutral, but now his words fall flat. When the Department of Justice filed the lawsuit against property owner Dan Langone and the late owner of Star Used Tire Disposal, it alleged the company was operating without a license from the Department of Natural Resources and storing an unsafe number of tires on the property, violating solid waste statutes. At the time, Langone said the tires were, quote, impervious to fire. Now, however, he claims he's been proactive in trying to remove the waste.
It was the nightmare that we all hoped would not happen. This has been an ongoing problem for the last 5-7 years that I've been trying desperately to get rid of this stuff.
I spoke with Abby Novinska-Loyce, Executive Director of Healthy Climate Wisconsin, who said more needed to be done to protect Beloit residents.
In this case, we could have prevented it. We could have removed those tires, taken actions that could have really preserved the health of the community.
According to screenings by the Environmental Protection Agency, Beloit's population is in the 90 to 95th percentile for low income and the 90th percentile for asthma, making it a vulnerable community to face pollution threats like the fire.
Most people see a fire and they think putting out the last flame is the end, but that is not the end of the health and safety concerns of a tire fire, because tires contain hazardous substances that can get into air, soil, and the water supply.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. In Beloit, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
The News 3 Now will continue to follow up on the conditions in Beloit and those affected by the fire. Well, tonight, community members in Monona will have the chance to share what they think about the police department's chase policy going forward.
This comes after a pursuit earlier this month led to a crash that killed 3 people and launched a state investigation. Arman Rahman is live in Monona with more on tonight's council meeting. Arman?
Eric and Charlotte, the crash on New Year's Day killed 2 30-year-olds and a 19-year-old woman, Asia Ray. Her mother told News 3 Now the pain her family is going through is, quote, undescribable, unthinkable, and unimaginable. According to the DCI, Monona police believed the vehicle they were driving was suspicious and tried to pull it over. And the policy at the time allowed officers to chase any driver who fled a traffic stop. Since then, Police Chief Brian Cheney has changed that. Tonight, Monona Mayor Mary O'Connor tells me City Council is going to talk about the policy, if it should change, and how. That meeting starts at 7 here in the municipal room of the Monona Public Library. Those at home can watch and connect via Zoom and on YouTube. And I'll have more on what happens tonight at 10. For now, live in Monona, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, thank you. And coming up, still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos sharing his thoughts on the newly proposed legislative map sent to the state Supreme Court.
Plus, a U.S. congressman from Wisconsin stumping for former President Trump in Iowa. Why he says he's backing Trump over the other candidates.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
We're often asked,
is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices?
The answer is yes. The call, the consultation, free. You pay nothing until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Warm up and save big during the winter sale at Steinhafels. Sleep tight on a new mattress. We have all the best brands at the lowest prices. Get cozy on a new sofa. We have something for every style and every budget. Gather the family around a new dining table. And make your new room more affordable when you use Steinhafels 60-month financing. The winter sale, only at Steinhafels. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Winter in Wisconsin means snow, blustering winds, and sub-zero temperatures. Will your insulation keep your home warm? Fry Construction can help. We're your roofing and insulation pros. We'll find cracks and air paths in your insulation that are letting in the icy cold and hindering your comfort. With our thermal imaging and our cutting-edge insulation techniques, your home will be warm and energy efficient for years to come. Visit fryconstruction.com today for your free thermal imaging consultation and save 24% on select insulation services.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you, so you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Former President Donald Trump banked a clear win in the Iowa caucus last night, and along the way, he received the backing of one Wisconsin congressman.
Political reporter Will Keneally caught up with him along the campaign trail and has more.
Yeah, so we caught up with Western Wisconsin Congressman Derek Van Orden at a brewery in north central Iowa.
Derek Van Orden.
He's one of the major backers of Trump in Congress and joined a handful of other big conservative names on the trail for the former president. Along the way, we heard about promises made, promises kept by Trump. But they also wanted to share personal stories about him for the Iowa voters.
They want you to make him think he's got horns growing from his head and a tail. And that's just not true.
The congressman talked about Trump offering his condolences for when Van Orden's daughter died of cancer last year, for example.
And if you speak to these folks that have the privilege of knowing Donald Trump, for Donald Trump who he is, you'll hear that story again and again and again.
As well as Trump's record on things like the border. Now, Van Orden actually visited the southern border a few weeks ago. Reporting from Des Moines, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Back in Wisconsin, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is calling legislative maps proposed by Democrats a, quote, political gerrymander. The speaker also says Republicans reached out to Democrats on passing new maps in the legislature instead of having the state Supreme Court approve new maps. 7 maps were submitted to the Supreme Court. Those are now being reviewed by 2 consultants hired by the court. They will submit their report by February 1st, which will include their recommended maps. Speaker Vos dismissed the map submitted by Democrats, saying they would move too many boundary lines and force incumbent lawmakers to run against one another.
Any fair reading would say that half the people moving to a new legislator, tons of incumbent pairings, lots of things where we are changing the map is nothing more than a political gerrymander, and that's exactly what these maps look like to me, just done by different people than the court at this point.
Most of the maps submitted to the court would maintain Republican majorities, but would reduce the number of seats they would hold. Still ahead, a music legend who will be performing in Wisconsin this spring when you'll be able to snag tickets to see him in concert.
But first, the city of Middleton is using artificial intelligence to bring information to its residents, how it works and what it means for the future.
And Gary returns a complete look at this frigid forecast when we can expect the weather to warm back up.
Hy-Vee hot deals are burning hot. Halo's Mandarins, $3.88 for a 3-pound bag. Hy-Vee Angus Reserve Chuck Roast, $4.99 a pound. And Lay's Kettle Cooked or Munchies, $1.99 each when you buy 3. Only at Hy-Vee.
Hurry in today and save big money at Menards. Don't wait to save big on appliances. Upgrade your home with quality appliances from Criterion, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana. Menards has the largest in-stock appliance selection ready to take home today. Get this Maytag kitchen suite right now and save over $2,000 when you buy. Hurry in now and don't miss out on big savings.
Save big money at Menards.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the Trax with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models. Or get $500 cash allowance, plus current Chevy owners get an additional $1,000 cash allowance.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. Now, we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Save every day with Hy-Vee Perks prices. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, Hy-Vee Perks price $1.99. Gala apples, Hy-Vee Perks price $1.48 a pound. And Hy-Vee chunk light tuna, Hy-Vee Perks price 77 cents. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The story you're about to watch was put together by a real-life, living, breathing reporter. This kind of disclaimer may become an everyday occurrence as artificial intelligence makes its way into our media space.
Our Catherine Merck shows us how a new AI-hosted program in Middleton is just one way the technology is saving the city some money, but won't truly reinvent reporting.
Would you be able to tell the difference between me delivering the news or artificial intelligence?
I am your AI host, McKenna Middleton.
The communications team for the city of Middleton has hired talent that's hardwired.
She comes to life, and it's amazing.
The mayor of Middleton tells me through their newly launched Middleton Minute, an AI host will provide news updates for the city through their online platforms.
It's going to be a low-cost system. It's going to be consistent and high quality, and since it's automated, we can just input the information and once a week pop out 1 to 2 minute video.
Developed by their communications team.
It's very cost effective. It took me very little staff time.
They say this role turns a hypothetical $40,000 a year position into a $20 subscription. The algorithm can seem a bit frightening for us on air.
I come from a TV background. The problem is it's expensive. You know, you have to have equipment, you have to have talent, you have to edit it, you have to light it. It's a lot of money.
What does this mean for people like me who may be in this direction with the city? They could be out of a job because of this kind of thing.
It's never going to replace our staff. It's never going to replace great people like you, but it's going to be just a tool to get information out at that very local level.
While she has some of the skills,
this is McKenna Middleton from the Good Neighbor City. Have a great day.
They're not going to get rid of in-person talent for all of their communications projects.
It's just an everyday tool that can be used.
Meaning, I'm not out of a job just yet.
You can tell it's not real. That's sort of the fun of it, right?
Reporting in Middleton, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
The Middleton Minute plans to continue to provide updates through YouTube videos and through the city's website. Well, the frigid weather will continue through the week. Here is the live version of Gary with a complete look at the forecast.
Are you sure that I'm live? Oh, boy. This would be a day where I'd just love to use AI to take care of the forecast because I don't want to have to deal with it. I've been dealing with this cold weather for the last few days, and we've got some more to go. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Bitterly cold temperatures will continue through Sunday morning. Nothing's changed there. Just a chance of flurries on Thursday night, otherwise dry weather for about the next week or so, and then we'll warm up next week. Above normal temperatures, above freezing temperatures, and even some rain in the forecast by the middle of next week. But before we get to that point, where you've got a long ways to go, look for overnight low temperatures between 1 and 9 degrees below zero. Daytime high temperatures between about 8 above and 12 above. That's all the way through Sunday morning. Wind chills early in the morning could be as cold as 25 below zero, and during the daytime could be as cold as 10 below zero. So first warn weather alert days remain in the forecast through Sunday morning. Some of the coldest wind chills last night: 33 below zero in Monroe and Juneau. Mineral Point down to 31 below. Janesville 30 below. 29 below zero in Middleton, and Madison's coldest wind chill was 25 below. Out west, same story, 33 below for the coldest wind chill in Steuben. That's in Crawford County. Platteville, Lancaster around 30 below zero. Prairie du Chien, Mauston, Fenimore, all at 26 degrees below zero. And wind chill advisories are in effect through tomorrow morning for most of Wisconsin except for the northwestern part of the state. And that's only because the criteria there is a little bit colder than it is here in the southern part of the state, but the wind chills will be just as bad up north as they are around here. You can see wind chills early tomorrow morning around 15 to 20 below zero. By the time you wake up tomorrow, we're seeing those wind chills still around 20 to 25 degrees below zero. But even during the day, those wind chills improve. A few places might get above zero, but most areas will see wind chills staying below zero all day long, even though air temperatures will get up to around 10 degrees or a little bit higher. Look for wind chills down to around 5 below zero by midnight Wednesday night and Thursday morning. We're still looking at wind chills around 15 to 20 degrees below zero. High temperature trend, though? Well, there's the improvement. Temperatures running about 15 degrees below normal for the next couple of days. By the time we get to Thursday, we're looking at temperatures that are about 12 to 13 degrees above normal. And the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center from January 24th through January 30th, above normal temperatures across the entire country with the highest probabilities, basically from Madison all the way to the East Coast. Precipitation expected to be above normal with an active storm track. Next week, we'll see precipitation almost every day, beginning on Monday night, lasting through Friday morning. But a lot of that will be in the form of rain because those temperatures will be so mild. As we check out our forecast, there's that wind chill advisory through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for all of southern Wisconsin. Plan your night. Starting at 9 p.m., temperatures around 2 below zero. They stay nearly steady through midnight and then drop a little bit more as we head into the early morning hours. By early morning, when you wake up, probably down to about 4 to 5 degrees below zero in most areas. Wind chills, though, that's another story. They'll be around 20 below zero by 9 p.m., about the same at midnight, even into the overnight hours, still running 20 to 25 degrees below zero. Early tomorrow morning, pretty much the same story. Coldest wind chills probably out toward Juneau and Watertown. Then we get into the day on Wednesday. We're seeing wind chills below zero all day, even into the afternoon, down to around 5 to 10 degrees below zero. Planning your night across Dane County, low 4 below zero in Brooklyn, 4 below zero in Verona, 4 below zero in Windsor. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, down to 3 below zero in Prairie du Chien, 1 below zero in Camp Douglas, and 3 below zero in Wautoma. Tomorrow, back up to 11 degrees. That's about a 10-degree improvement over today. Not as bitterly cold, but still, we're looking at wind chills below zero all day. First warned 7 to 10-day forecast. The bitter cold continues through Sunday morning. Sunday, we're back up to 19, still below normal, but then temperatures jump to above normal, warm enough for rain Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, maybe mixed with a little bit of snow at night, but even at night, low temperatures at or above freezing.
Gary, thank you. A music legend is set to take the stage in Milwaukee this spring. Willie Nelson and family are scheduled for a live performance at the BMO Pavilion on Saturday, May 18th. Known for so many hits like On the Road Again and so much more, Nelson has garnered numerous awards and accolades. Tickets for Nelson's Milwaukee concert go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. More details can be found at WillieNelson.com. Well, staying in Milwaukee, the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival is coming back this summer. This year's festival, held from July 25th to the 28th, will feature musical acts Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jelly Roll, and Hardy performing at Veterans Park on the lakefront. The festival will be hosted across several venues, including Veterans Park, the Harley-Davidson Museum, and Davidson Park. Advanced ticket sales begin on Thursday.
And coming up in sports, it's on to California for the Packers, while Matt LaFleur says his team is looking forward to Saturday's opportunity. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Find inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo, sponsored by James Hardy. Meet local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for details.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says
This one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
News 3 is seeking top sales talent to join our media sales team. We're not just hiring, we're building careers. Apply at channel3000.com. Unlock your earning potential and be a part of something big.
The Packers are playing with house money right now, right? When the season started, not many thought they'd make it to the playoffs, let alone be one win away from the NFC Championship game. But here they are. And up next for Green Bay, San Francisco, the #1 seed in the NFC. And the Niners have been the Packers' kryptonite in the playoffs, winning the last 4 meetings in the postseason. Most recently, the 2022 divisional round matchup at Lambeau Field.
We know we're going against one of the elite teams in the National Football League, certainly the class of the NFC. They've got a lot of the same players that they've had for a few years now, and they've added some other freak shows over there. So we know it's a great challenge, but it's a great opportunity as well, and that's exactly how we'll approach it.
The Wisconsin women's hockey team has shown no rust since returning from their winter break. 2 series and 4 dominating wins where they've outscored their opponents 24-3. But that was at home in Laban. For 3 of the next 4 weeks, the Badgers will be road warriors playing at Minnesota State, at Duluth, and at Bemidji State. And according to Mark Johnson, it's a perfect time to switch things up and take a road trip.
It's a good time to go on the road. We're going to get tested in our games, and more importantly, it's a good time to continue that development and that chemistry that we're building for as we get into closer to February and get ready, for the playoffs. And I think, being home for a period of time, now being back on campus for an extended period of time, it's a good time to go on the road, break up the routine, and do something different than we've done the last 2.5, 3 weeks.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with special guest Maddie DeSaint-Fal. The Badger men's hockey alternate captain and I look at their current unbeaten streak, talk about Mike Hastings and his dailies, and break down some hockey terms. Show starts at 6:30 on Friday, right here on News 3 Now.
And Gary's back with a final check of the forecast.
Guess what? It's so bitterly cold. Is that a hot flash for you? Well, we still have first warning weather alert days in the forecast all the way through Sunday morning. Wind chills as cold as 25 below 0 at night, as cold as 10 below 0 during the day. Nighttime lows below 0 and daytime highs around 10. Wind chill advisories in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow for all of southern Wisconsin. Current temperatures 0 in Madison, 0 in Janesville, already below 0 north and east of Dane County. Here in Dane County, 1 below 0 in Deerfield, 1 above in Middleton, and 1 above in Verona. Wind chills right now are running around 15 below 0.
And thanks for joining us.
Stay warm, and we'll see you back here at 10.